Welcome, dear partners from around the globe. This is our second partner briefing for Q2. Really glad to have you all in-house today. Quick couple of housekeeping rules. We're going to record this session for later purpose for yourselves, as well as for internal usage. We're going to do a Q&A in the section in the webinar. You can see in the Zoom, there's a Q&A section, so you can leave your questions in here for the end. So we're going to tackle all those Q&As. And if you want to chat to any of the participants today, there's a chat function also in the bottom of your Zoom screen. So welcome, first of all. My name is Jeroen Terheggen, Partner Director, VP for the Europe. I'm going to start with the initial welcome to all of you and then talk you through the highlights for Q1, what we've accomplished with the team so far. Then we're going to have a section on what it's going to take to make a great ecosystem like we're building it out these days. We're going to have a demo around our new checkout experience. And after that, we have a guest in a house. His name is Johan Lindberg-Holm from our partner Litium. Then we're going to do a Q&A and a wrap up. And that's the end of the session. And hopefully we're going to make it full on the 40 minutes. We have a packed agenda. So let's quickly move on to the next section. First of all, speakers of today. You've seen myself, Jeroen Terheggen, based out of the Netherlands, VP Strategic Channel and Ecosystems Manager. And I have a team of great partner managers around the globe. Most of you have seen them already in Q1. One of them is going to be Mark. Mark is going to do the speaker for the ecosystem section. And then we have Anna, who is our partner manager, product manager for the checkout, based out of Stockholm. And also out of Sweden, we have Johan as our Litium guest speaker. And he's the product manager for his company. So first of all, a Q1 wrap-up. What have we accomplished with all of our partners in Q1? First of all, we organized 2 great partner days. One was in the Netherlands and the other one in Stockholm, and we're going to talk a bit more about that. We did a bunch of marketing collaborations, and then we're going to talk about the certification program that we've initiated since Q1. Just some quick snippets from around the globe. Here we see different events. One was in the Stockholm environment in Sweden on the 10th of April. We had welcomed over 70+ partner participants out of both Norway, Sweden, and Germany even. It was a great event with some really cool guest speakers. We had John Ekman, the AI specialist around logistics. You can see him in the bottom with the flowers. And then in the Netherlands, we did another event for over 50 participants on the 16th of April. So really short after each other. And we had another guest speaker there, Sanna Cornelissen, who was also an AI expert on logistics. And it was a very welcoming day to see most of all our partners during those events. For the second half of the year, we tried to plan another round of sessions, partner day events, and we might going to look into other different locations for this time as well, because we had a request from people in the Gothenburg area as well as in the Denmark area to see if we could do events more locally there. So we're going to dive into that suggestion for later. Then I wanted to show you some snippets from around the world. So first of all, we have been participating in over 15 of our own events that we've been hosting with a booth where we had welcomed a bunch of you guys as well when you joined our sessions. But besides that, what we've done in Q1 is we went to your events, and that's the most important events basically for us, because this gives us the chance to help you out during your local customer events to talk and train more about nShift and what we can do. So we went to Consafe, to Brightblue, and to Aiden, just to name a couple of them, where both Boudewijn, myself, Mark, and Jeanette were guest speakers. So thank you so much for that. And if you have more events coming up in the second half of this year, let us know, and we are more than welcome to participate in that. The other thing that we've done is we interviewed a lot of our partners during those events. And these interviews we used then basically for the following thing. and that's our socials. So we do a lot of marketing collaborations on our socials, on both LinkedIn, on Instagram, etc. And this is not just because we want to be cool and hip, because everybody's on social these days. No, we want to put you in a positive daylight. So if there's anything that you want us to help you with and get you on these highlights, let us know and we make that happen. If you're not aware of those LinkedIn and other collaborations that we do, then I'll advise you to do the following thing. I pause here for a little minute and I talk through the slide, but you see a QR code, like us on LinkedIn, we follow you back, and based on that information, you get the latest and the greatest of all our outings. If you miss us, let us know. Contact me directly and I'll get you in contact with our marketing department to make sure that you get the right attention. Finally, for my part, certification. So we've been very busy with certification, and we've now so far have certified 6 of our main partners. 4 of them are gold partners, 2 of them are silver. It takes quite some effort to go through the certification because we basically go through your complete setup and the integrations you've done to the nShift variety of products. So that's not only the book and print and delivery products, but it can also be the checkout, the returns, the track, and so on. For this was up till May, and for June we have 2 other partners in the roll-up, almost 3 even. So if you want to get more information on the certification program, ping me as well, or get in contact with Iris. She's our integration partner manager, and she's in the lead of getting the certification done. And because this is so important to get you guys all into this ecosystem, I have a guest speaker for today. He's my dear colleague, Mark, and he's going to talk more about our ecosystem as we all build it together in action. Mark, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeroen. Yes, I'm Mark Baptiste, Strategic Channels and Ecosystems Director here at nShift. And today I'm going to talk to you about the power of our ecosystem when it comes to creating seamless delivery experiences. And we begin where all good conversations on this topic should, with barns, or more specifically, with a phrase I hope you're all familiar with, it takes a village to raise a barn. Never has there been a more apt metaphor to use when talking about partner ecosystems, because as with barn raising, the ability to create a seamless delivery experience and continually meet and exceed the expectations of the end consumer relies on a community of interconnected and integrated systems working together harmoniously for that shared goal. But what are the end consumer's expectations here? Next slide, please, Jeroen. And one more, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you. So the expectations from end consumers is one of simplicity, of visibility, of convenience, and of speed, with some 55% of UK consumers expecting delivery within 48 hours. They want to be able to purchase their item and choose the most relevant delivery option for them. They want to receive regular updates as to where that order is, and they want a smooth process for returning an item should they need to. Simplicity, convenience, and speed. That is what the expected flow is. That's the expected experience. And that is what more often than not determines where a consumer chooses to spend their money. But for brands, retailers, other businesses, creating that flow is not always easy. To take an order from checkout to delivery, there are multiple systems that need to speak to each other, with information constantly needing to be shared, ingested, and harmonized. nShift needs to know order information before showing the most convenient delivery options. An ERP needs to know the payments have been taken, and a WMS needs to know what products need shipping and with which carrier. If our customers aren't careful, the complexity of the systems behind the scenes can create silos that hinder the flow of data, leading to inefficiencies, delays, and a delivery experience that leaves consumers not only frustrated, but looking to take their custom elsewhere. So how do we take this complexity and ensure that we consistently meet the end consumer's delivery expectations? The answer is through a connected ecosystem of partners that are seamlessly passing data back and forth throughout the order journey, ensuring information is presented where it's needed, when it's needed, and in the format that's needed. The Ecom platform has the right delivery options upon request. WMS can book a shipment and print a label in a fraction of a second. And at all points along the way, the branded communication to the end consumer is proactive and informed by the most up-to-date delivery information. It's for this reason that we've invested so heavily in our partner program this year to ensure that the integrations we have in place with PSPs, ecom platforms, OMSs, ERPs, WMSs, through partners such as Litium, Retail 247, IDIN, Consave, to name but a few, meet the standards needed to enhance rather than inhibit that flow of data. In fact, the ability to integrate seamlessly with other systems is fast becoming one of the key requirements for businesses when selecting new tech vendors. That point has been highlighted in our recent customer success story featuring our customer, Chloe. So next slide, please, Jeroen. Thank you. They switched to our services and grown tired of their incumbent not integrating well to their Shopify store, which was forcing deliveries to be processed manually. Switching to nShift in combination with our partner Octagon meant that order processing time was reduced by 83% and delivery errors were cut by 50%, leading to a much improved delivery experience for their customers. It's therefore more important than ever to provide customers with a confidence that your solutions can integrate with nShift to ensure a seamless delivery experience. Confidence that comes from being a partner within the nShift ecosystem and benefiting from not only having your integration certified, but by having access to our amazing marketing resources to ensure the message of our collaboration is shared with the market. So as I wrap up here, I would encourage you all to speak with your account managers to start your integration journey or begin working towards certification. Give our customers the confidence that by partnering with nShift and any one of its ecosystem partners, they will receive a solution that turns complexity into value and drives their end customers' delivery experience to new levels. Thank you for your attention. And on the subject of striving for new levels of delivery experience, I would like to introduce to my colleague, Anna Norstedt, who will talk about our new checkout product and how it can help you do just that. Anna, take it away.
Thank you, Mark. Hi, everyone. My name is Anna, and I'm the Associate Product Manager for nShift Checkout. Great to see this many participants from our partner network in this webinar. In this session, I will talk about nShift Checkout and also do a demo of our new checkout interface. What nShift Checkout does in its essence is giving our customer the possibility to easily tailor the delivery options offered to their consumers based on any data that they would like to use. As some of you know, we currently have two checkout versions. We have the delivery checkout that is accessed via nShift Delivery and nShift Checkout that is accessed via nShift Portal. Delivery checkout has been around since 2017 and nShift Checkout since last year. We are primarily focusing on nShift Checkout while also maintaining the delivery checkout whenever necessary, but we're not adding any new features to delivery checkout. We're basically just making sure it stays alive. The reasons why we decided to build a new nShift Checkout were several, but customer feedback showed that the UI is not considered very intuitive, and we wanted to make it more agnostic in the sense that it would not be as delivery dependent, while also taking the opportunity to improve how some things work. The key differences between the two checkouts are that nShift Checkout is accessed via nShift Portal. It has a new and improved user interface with a what you see is what you get editor. It has a rule engine instead of writing conditions in multiple places. The new API introduces sessions, which is valuable because it ties together the consumer interaction across the whole checkout journey, which enables consistent experiences and tracking of conversion. The session is also what creates the foundation for experiment, which is our ABC testing feature, which allows customers to test how different changes to their checkout configurations affect their conversion. We have also put a lot of effort into building a product that scales even better. We have successfully performed load tests with over 1,000 requests per second, so we feel very confident about handling peak season as it approaches. And let's flip page to have a brief look at the integration flow for nShift Checkout. I will not go into the details, but high level how it works is that the webshop authenticates by generating an access token, creates a session, fetch delivery options one or more times within the session, and create a draft shipment once the consumer has completed their purchase. If you want more details about the API flow, or if you're curious to find out more on how to integrate with nShift Checkout, please reach out to our partner team, and they're happy to talk about it. Now comes the more tricky part of this presentation, when I'm gonna take control of the screen and perform a demo. So it would be great if someone could just nod when you see my screen. I hope you're able to see the Misfit store now. Good, I can see everyone nodding. Good. I just want to start out by briefly showing how checkout works in practice. This Misfit store is nShift's fictional web shop where we have integrated all of our post-purchase products. If I proceed here by adding a baseball cap to the cart and then proceeding to the checkout, filling out all my address details, the checkout will then be displayed. I'm just going to add my zip code here. The options displayed depend on how the configuration has been set up in our interface and what parameters are being sent by the webshop. In this case, we have implemented our standard widget, but it's also possible to do a headless implementation of nShift Checkout or to implement within a PSP. I will now proceed with a brief demo of nShift Checkout backoffice, where I want to show you 5 things. I want to show you how quickly it is to set up a new configuration, how to utilize our rule engine, the built-in developer mode, experiments, which is our ABC testing functionality, and how to find and update the connection ID needed for integration. As mentioned previously, nShift Checkout is accessed via nShift portals. So I will now log into the portal. So nShift portal is the place from where a user is able to access all nShift portal products that they have access to, for example, nShift Track or Emissions Tracker. But in this sessions, we're primarily interested in checkout. So let's dive in there directly. Yes, let's head directly to the configurations page, where I will show you how to add carrier service, change how easy it is to change title, prices, setting up and testing the rules. So I'm just going to proceed by creating a new checkout configuration. The first thing that the user do is to complete the basic settings section, which includes giving the configuration a name, selecting a template, choosing a sender, and selecting what language it should be applicable to this specific configuration. Once the user has completed that part, the user proceeds to add one or more delivery options to the configuration. I will start out by adding PostNord letter to the configuration. I will give it a price of 29 crowns. And as you see here in the middle, immediately as I start adding a delivery option, a widget preview is shown directly. And it's very easy to follow how changes I'm making would be reflected within the widget or within the implemented checkout. So it's a very powerful, what you see is what you get editor here. I will also, for the purpose of the demo, add another carrier service. So let's do Budbee Box in this instance and apply a price of 49 crowns. I can also easily add additional text to the widget. And as you can see, it also immediately reflects here. It's also possible to add badges. So let me say in this case, I want to highlight that it would be an express delivery with Budbee Box. So I can just easily attach the badge to this. It's also possible for our customers to add custom add-ons to the checkout configuration. Custom add-ons would be add-ons that would be related to the order, but not necessarily to the shipping. So for example, gift wrapping, or express packing. So any additional services to the order that would be performed by the merchant rather than the carrier. And it's also possible to attach a price to the add-ons. Let's proceed to a rule engine and how to create rules to make the checkout more dynamic. In this demo, I would like to use cart price as a parameter when creating a rule. So I'm just going to add that to the dropdown before heading to the rule engine where I want to create a free shipping rule. And I wanted to say that if cart price is greater than or equal to 500, I would want to set a price for PostNord letter that would be 0. It's also possible for our customers to create rules using custom parameters. So basically any data that our customers have on their end, they can use in the configuration. For example, if the customer wants to provide their VIP customers with free shipping for a delivery option, it's very easy for our customer to add a custom parameter VIP in this instance, creating it as a custom parameter, and then proceed by adding a rule using that parameter. So I want to put it like this. If VIP is equal to true, I want to set a price for, let's do Budbee box. That would then be 0 for VIP customer. And I would also want to change the position of Budbee box so that it's put on top whenever the parameter is the VIP. The configuration can be tested from the interface for the user to easily see how different inputs would affect the options returned in nShift checkout. This right-hand panel mimics the data that would be sent in the API call fetching the delivery options. So if I want to test the rules I have now set up, I simply expand the test panel and add some input data. If I add 50 as the cart price here, nothing happens, nothing really changed. But if I add 501, you see that immediately PostNord letter changes the price to 0. And you can also see that the free shipping rule has been fulfilled. If I instead apply a value to the VIP parameter, setting VIP to true, you see Budbee box immediately being placed on top and also Budbee box being free of charge. I also want to show you a bit more complex configuration to avoid demo creep. I've actually created one like a TV chef before, just to be able to give you a glimpse of what it would look like having even more delivery options added and also more rules set up. It's also possible to, I also want to show you that it's possible to create rules using either the basic mode with these kinds of drop-downs or simply switching to the advanced mode in case the user prefers writing the conditions more in a string fashion. As long as the condition doesn't get too nested, it's possible for the user to switch back and forth between the basic and the advanced mode. So the user can easily work the way that would suit their needs the best. Yes, as you see, I have a lot of different rules set up here. And if I just change the input here, you can easily see how that would affect my configuration and the results that are being reflected. As this is the preview mode, it grays out the options that normally in production, if the customer had implemented the widget for real in their web shop, they would only receive back the options that are white here. So it will not, the grayed out options here would not be displayed in production, but it's just for visibility for the user when editing the configuration. Also here, it's possible, I have also done some weight rules and other also VIP delivery, for example. So it's possible to do a lot of configuration. It's basically any data that our customer have on their end, it's possible to use within the interface, which is very nice. On the configurations page, it's also possible to access the developer mode, which provides possibility to find the JavaScript code for the widget implementation, see a request or an example of the widget request. It's also possible to get a view of the widget response and what the widget result would look like. And this information could facilitate the work once building the integration. Changes to the checkout configuration are immediately reflected once the user saves a checkout configuration. So when nShift checkout is implemented in our customer's webshop and the user presses save, next time a call is made to fetch the delivery option, the configuration will return options from the updated configuration. Now we have covered how easy it is to set up a new configuration and to make changes to an existing configuration. We have looked into the rule engine and into the developer mode. So let's proceed with the two last topics I wanted to bring up. Started with experiments before heading to the connections. Experiments is our ABC testing functionality that can help our customers optimize their checkout flow and improve conversion rate. It involves comparing 2 or more checkout configurations to see which performs better. By systematically testing changes, our customers can make data-driven decisions to enhance the user experience and maximize sales. And this is what it would look like inside an experiment. So the idea is that the customer sets up different configurations to compare them to each other. And it's possible to do traffic split based on either a fixed percentage, as in this case, or to do the segmentation based on conditions, similarly, which will work similarly to the rule engine, which we'll have the look at in the configurations part. Or it's possible to do a traffic split on a combination of both a condition and a percentage, which we are happy to explain more about. In case you're interested, please reach out to the partner team or myself, and we're happy to discuss this more in detail. And during a running experiment, users are able to track performance of the experiment under the results tab. And upon completed experiment, the user can download the full dataset in CSV format. To integrate with nShift Checkout using the Checkout API, a connection ID is needed. The user can easily update a connection ID and link it to any configuration that they would want it to display, any group, or any experiment in case they want to run any A/B testing. This allows them to easily upgrade or update their integration without making any code changes to the connection ID, as the connection ID will remain the same. So whatever our partner or the customer has implemented the checkout, that ID will remain static. Also here, it's the same that changes are reflected immediately upon the user pressing save. So making changes to what is displayed in the webshop is instant and something that the user is able to maintain themselves without having to do any development project out of it. I also just want to close off my part of this webinar by mentioning that there is a lot of content available in our help center and that there is API documentation readily available. That was all I had planned for today's session. And if you're curious to find out more, please feel free to reach out to the partner team or myself. And now we're gonna hear from one of nShift's partners, Johan from Litium.
Yes, I'd like to welcome Johan to the floor. Johan, with his company Litium, is one of the first partners, ecom partners, that integrated this new checkout. And so we thought it was a very cool idea to basically ask the customer themselves how they like to integrate with our checkout. And the proof is always eating in the pudding, as they say. So we prepared some questions for Johan. So let's kick on. So firstly, can you briefly introduce yourself, your company, and exactly what you specialize in, Johan?
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm the product manager with the pre-built integrations that we provide at Litium in my portfolio. And Litium, we're a cloud-based ecom platform for companies aspiring to online excellence. We'd like to say that our mission is to ensure that our customers outperform their peers in digital commerce. And we try to do this for both B2C and B2B merchants. And we are around 30 people today and growing. And we are based in Stockholm and Jönköping in Sweden. And being a Swedish company, we of course have a focus on merchants based in the Nordics. But as our platform is a good fit for mid-size to enterprise merchants, we have customers selling to more or less every market in the world. And I think what sets Litium apart is that we provide a very flexible platform that you can adapt to your individual needs and build your solution on. But at the same time, we provide packaged solutions that can give you a short time to market. So examples of these being our own accelerator storefronts that we provide, and as well as many customer portals built for B2B merchants together with our implementation partners that we think are a really exciting part of the e-com market.
Yeah, really cool to hear. And I know you guys are already a long-term customer of nShift. You already have integrated checkout, the first version of the checkout, right? Checkout, let's call it 1.0.
Yeah.
So why was it so interesting for you and strategically interesting for you to integrate to the new checkout? What made you make that move?
I think we see a trend among our customers where they currently have their delivery checkout as part of the PSP integration, but are more and more moving away from that and want to have a freestanding delivery checkout, so that they can have the building blocks to build a really good checkout page that converts visitors into buyers, which I guess is what this is more or less about.
What it's all about, yeah.
And I think and we think that the new nShift checkout is a good product to enable that. So
Really cool to hear. So technically, I understand the benefit. So do you see any benefits commercially as well? Is there any benefits with, one of the features that Anna highlighted out was the A/B testing. Is that something you can use and there was a big demand from your customers as well?
yeah, I think it absolutely is. It's easier for them to run experiments with this new checkout, and it's something technically we like, and I know that the merchants we support also like that you provide a pre-built widget, which makes it easier for having a great user experience. You don't need to spend a lot of time and effort on that part from each merchant side. And I also think from as a platform, it's always appreciated to have a pre-built and ready-made integration that saves time and money for the merchants.
Really cool. Good to hear. So what is the early feedback that you can share with us? I know we are about to go live with your first customer very soon. Hopefully we're going to announce something this week, but what have you heard so far from them, their experiences when they did the testing?
Yeah, we have a couple of customers that are working with the new nShift checkout, and from what we have heard so far, they are really liking the new. We have some that are onboarding on the checkout, as well as migrating from the previous one, and we've heard good things from the rule engine, etc., making it easy to work with. And we also think that from the platform perspective, it's been easy to work with your APIs, etc.
Very cool. Thanks so much for that information. Final question. I think you really already covered it, to be honest, but how do you see the integration adding even more value to the retailers that you support today?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I think it gives a great building block to build a delivery checkout experience as part of the whole checkout experience that of course are very valuable. And the new features like experimentation support will also add value. And yeah, as I mentioned, we being able to provide this as a Litium app is also, of course, a value in itself.
Cool. Thank you so much for all your answers. I assume that if there are partners around the globe listening to this great presentation of yours, they can reach out directly to you. Litium.se is the website address.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much. And let's quick and swiftly move on to the next section. And this is the Q&A. what I've done here, I've put a little QR code in the section at the bottom. And the reason for that is that the month of June is fully packed with webinars. So on the 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th, on every single day in the afternoon, we run a webinar called Transform Your Customer Journey on both delivery, checkout, track, and returns. So if you're interested in joining that, listening in, and learning more about it, it's a free form. You can ask all your questions about these different products. We have different presenters over those 4 days. Scan the QR and it brings you directly to the page where you can sign yourself up. The 26th is a really packed day, by the way, because on the same day we have also a webinar called Streamlining Your Fulfillment together with our partner Blue Yonder. So on the 26th we have 2 of them. So that's just an FYI. So hope to see you there as well. Q&A wise, I have one question specifically for Johan with regards to the integration time. Can you give a rough estimate when you integrated from your checkout 1.0 to the 2.0, how much time that it roughly took you to do that?
More or less a month, including testing and documentation and all the things that come with a new integration. So I think all in all, it was a good experience for us.
Good. I have a question also from Anna. So Anna, you can put your camera on again. You said that you are going to have 2 checkouts. Are you going to try to move all the customers over to the new checkout in a certain time frame, or do they have some time for that?
They do have some time for that. We haven't set any specific date for it yet, but at some point we will want to move all of our customers over to the new checkout, and that will obviously be a process together with all of our partners. The new checkout will deliver more functionality and also more values to our customers. So we're also expecting all our customers to want to move to the new one. So we look forward to more cooperation with all the partners with regards to new checkout.
Very good. And then the second question came from the same person, is with regards to the independency of our book and print services. Is the checkout fully independent of any of the book and print services that we provide?
Yes, the new checkout has been built to be agnostic in the sense that it doesn't matter which book and print system is or TA system is used. So it can also be used together with a non-nShift transport administration system. So it's not necessarily having to be nShift in the background doing the book and print part.
Okay. Another question that came in is, how can I request a checkout test account?
All right, I can take this one. So get the checkout test account if partners would just like to reach out to their partner managers, something they can assist with. If partners are unsure who their managers are, then simply pop an email to partners@nshift.com and someone will be in touch to get you on the pathway to an integration.
Thank you, Mark. And then the final question that we received is, how long does it take the certification process to get certified? And the answer to that I can answer, it's that it fully depends on the type of integration that you have with nShift. If you're an existing partner with an existing integration towards any of our services, it can be very fast. If it's a complete new integration that we need to verify and certify from scratch, it takes a little bit longer. Just ping me or Iris, who's doing the certification processes, and we'll get a swiftly answer back to you, because it goes case by case. So without any other questions, this is then basically the final step for our webinar. So I'd like to thank every single one of you participating. Hope to see you in Q3 after the summer break. Have a great holiday all. And we all speak each other very soon again at certain events or in certain webinars, or perhaps at one of your events. So stay in touch and we'll hope to see you all soon. Thank you.